Some days I legitimately feel like an ugly troll, and other days I swear I'm the next Victoria's Secret model. What's up, tribe? So today I want to talk about self-love. See how many times I say self-love in this video. And acceptance, and kind of like my journey and my steps to kind of make me feel really good about myself. So here's things that I will remind myself when I feel like I'm just not loving myself at all. You are enough. Thoughts and your dreams matter. You can make a difference no matter how small you feel. The most attractive thing is authenticity and confidence.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Most important, you got this. You are your main priority. You might have other life priorities that you have to deal with and other people that you have to deal with, but you have to make sure that you're A1. A1? You know, when we're on an airplane, stewardess say to make sure that you put your own oxygen mask on before you try and help anyone around you, because if you don't put yours on and you're trying to help everybody else, you're going to pass out and you're not going to be any help to anybody. So essentially, it's like learning when you need to make sure that you're in the right place before you can help other people. And the days that you're not, take a step back. It's all good. Setting these external forces of your own happiness is really going to get in the way. We really have to learn how to love ourselves where we're at now, not just where we want to be or where we see ourselves or what we're manifesting ourselves towards, and not just like our external, you know, loving like the deepest parts of who you are. We all have flaws. Literally, everybody has flaws. Instead of focusing on what's not going right for you, you have to really focus on what the bonuses are about you. You know, what is it that makes you really special? Are you caring for other people? Do you put others first before you? What is it? What is it that makes you so uniquely you? For me, this was really challenging because I grew up as a dancer. We were put on these teams where we would compete against other dance teams, and even when we were in practice, if you weren't performing exactly how you needed to be, showing great facials, hitting all of the techniques properly, and remembering choreography, guess what? Your ass got moved to the back. You know, as a performer, you want to be front and center, and so to be pulled to the back or shifted in a way that, you know, you're not where you feel like you deserve or you're not enough, that can be really traumatizing. For me, I was always in competition with myself, trying to be better, trying to work harder, trying to, like, I don't know, compete against the people around me. The thing that really helped me to get out of that is obviously, you guessed it, yoga. In the beginning of my yoga practice, there were so many poses that I wasn't able to do or felt super awkward in my body, and I would be looking around at like the other people in the class like,
oh my gosh, like how are they doing this?
Just kind of like getting in my own head, and I see it with a lot of students, like we almost get discouraged because we're in such a vulnerable state when we're practicing yoga, and rather than constantly comparing myself to the people around, I just started to get really comfortable for where I was and just kind of breathing into the postures, and then I just kept practicing, and before you knew it, I was able to do all those poses that I was looking around like, how in the fuck are they doing that? My life motto is work with what you've got from where you are. So not like comparing, focus on what can I do right now? Okay, let's say I don't like my weight. I'm gonna start eating healthier. I'm gonna start exercising. I'm gonna start being outside in the sunshine. Let's say I don't like my reaction towards something. Rather than over-analyzing like,
oh, this is what I should have done, I did this wrong, and I should have done this, and they're never gonna forgive me.
About everybody else, focus on what you can do. Issues of self-love arrive when we compare. I know with using things like social media, we see all the good sides of people's life, and although some people might share some intimate moments, for the most part, it's all of the amazing things.
Like, look at me, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm at, I'm feeling amazing, you know?
But when we compare ourselves to others, that is when we start to not be able to love ourselves. Rather than being filled with envy, like I was in that yoga class, shift envy into inspiration. Because at the end of the day, we think we want the life that other people live, but in reality, we don't know what they've had to go through in order to get there. We don't know the deepest workings of their own heart and the struggles that they might have to deal with. So we're given exactly what we need to for our own journey through this dimension. Finding happiness and fulfillment in where we're at now is the key to unlocking so much happiness happiness and joy within our own hearts, which essentially translates into self-love. Another important factor is gratitude. So rather than focusing on the things that you want to change, focus on what it is that you want to manifest. Focus on what it is that you already have that's already amazing. Because if you're constantly thinking,
I need to have this in my life,
kind of manifesting the opposite of that by constantly keeping that vibration in your body. So looking at yourself in a way that maybe you haven't before, through the eyes of someone who isn't as fortunate as the situation that you've been blessed with. We all have so many blessings in our lives, and so focusing on those rather than what we want to change is really the key to finding that bliss. Gratitude, not just about this physical vessel that your soul is encased in, but the deeper parts of what make you you. What is it that's so special about you? There is something special about each and every person, and sometimes it's hard to see what those things are. And when you're having those rough days, taking time to list those 5 things that you feel like you're like doing a really great job of, or that you're really grateful for. Maybe you have an awesome support system. Maybe you love your family. Maybe you have a really cute pet, or maybe you're in a country that's not being bombed by the US government. There's so many things that we have to be grateful for. Self-love is essentially respect, not just for yourself, but for others. When you respect yourself, you can respect others a lot more. When you respect others, you can respect yourself a lot more. Take the time you need to in order to be the being of your fullest potential. Does that make sense? Some days you will look and feel hotter than others, and that's okay. And guess what? Join the club. Even the most beautiful people, in fact, some of the most beautiful people out there actually are the ones that are the most insecure. We see ourselves from where we are. We can't actually see ourselves through another person's eyes, through another person's soul. We can only see ourselves for where we're at. So start to see the being within this external. Focus on the blessing that we have to be here in this reality. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Self-love isn't something that once you achieve self-love one day, you're just going to have every single day. In fact, self-love is something that you have to work at every single day. Find those things that make you feel like you really love yourself and appreciate yourself. I've heard the phrase of date yourself. Do nice things for you. Be responsible for what you're doing, but do things that make you feel really good, because the better you feel, the higher your vibe is going to be, the higher your vibration is going to be, and you're going to attract more of those high vibrational beings, experiences, magic all around you. We have to accept the things that we cannot change and change the things we cannot accept. Even if that means one step in the direction that's going to get you to a place where you can really be proud of yourself is the way that you're going to see results. You can't just expect things to happen instantly. We live in a world where everything is so instant. Self-love and this journey of loving yourself is something that takes time. Give yourself the time and the space and the energy to heal yourself. You have all the tools you need. Trust that you are something beautiful. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys.